Okay. Okay, saya start presenting. So, walaupun satu orang saya tetap teruskan jugalah. Okay. Okay, boleh nampak skrin tak? Boleh komen sikit, nampak skrin tak? Oh, ni sound. Sorry. Boleh nampak skrin? Okay. Okay, so ada chat ni. Okay, thank you untuk Yana, but I will much appreciate when you start to communicate with me. Because saya nak so kamu bercakap. I don't want you to chat actually. But it's up to you lah. Okay? Okay. Untuk yang okay. So for set 2, kamu ada pre-test, pre-SPM, that means you are in form 4 kan? So saya start dengan form 4 actually, because this is a form 4 class. So that's why nama dia pre. Okay. So okay, mostly untuk paper 2 ni, paper 1 sorry. Paper 1 saya biasa tak discuss sangat because it is actually saya idea it's come from you. So it will come actually from you and yourself. Okay, how you gonna express, how you gonna answer the questions, it depends on your ideology. Again, depends on your idea, your personal opinions. Because open handwriting skill ni, kamu gonna tunjukkan dekat sini. How you gonna expand the things, how you gonna elaborate the points, how you gonna create a story, how you gonna write an essay. It's totally depends on your your efficiency and your capability of answering the questions. So for section A, directed writings, I can explain the scheme of the questions. That means the the questions will be in your exam. Okay, but I cannot discuss the answer because this is an open-handed questions. That means you are giving a randomly title. So the title is it is randomly given to you. So it's totally comes from you. Okay, but now you can just absorb the idea. Okay, in this class you should absorb the idea and the skills. Okay, so the main point, and you should elaborate more on your own skill. Okay. So for the first section, directed writing, this is we'll test it on your capabilities on how you're gonna write an essay with given points. Okay, and you just need to elaborate more. But the word limitations is I think no word limitations for these sections because there is no instructions there stated that you should limit your words and you just fix your words. But moreover, it totally comes from your idea lah. So not enough sitting space, many seated on the floor. This is what according to them. You found the library is an unsatisfactory state. That means library, the conditions of the library, it is abnormal, and use the notes given and write the letter. Okay, when it comes to letter, okay, bila kamu nak tulis surat, okay, so letter it divide into two, which is one is formal letter and one is informal letter. So it divides into two. So the one of the types is formal, another one is informal. When it comes to formal letter, we will write the letter to the people who are in the positions, standing in the positions, holding a big positions or higher positions. For example, school principal, headmaster, any persons which is have the designations there. Okay, designations which is higher than a normal persons. That kind of complaints when you want to issue to them, you should write a formal letter to discuss or to inform regarding your problems or regarding your what do you call that? Regarding your anything else. Okay. Mostly when you write a letter to the um, people who are standing listing in the higher positions, normally we want to make complaints or we want to appreciate them, so we want to ask something with them, so we want to ask helps in terms of money, in terms of hospitalities, in terms of any donations to them. So normally we will write a formal letter to them to ask our admirable things there. And another one is informal letter. Informal letter is normally we will write the letter to our friend. Okay, those days, nowadays, we just use the WhatsApp or we can use the phone to communicate with them. Or you want to call them, so want to speak them, so you just take your phone and then make a call and then can speak to your friends or whatever person, so you lead either person. But those days, people cannot communicate to each other. I mean, it's not, I cannot say that they will not communicate, but it is difficult for them to communicate because those days they use only line phone. Line means mobile line phones. So no free call packages is available there most of the times. So when they want to talk to the friends, normally they will just talk for 1 minute, 2 minutes to inform the matter, and then they will just hang up the phone. Because those days we use the coins to make a call. Nowadays, no need to use coins to make a call. Okay, just anything else nowadays. No more public booths there in your surrounding area nowadays. Okay, so that's why we use informal letter just to inform something. So you want to discuss, or you want to ask your friends, or you want to invite your friends to go out, you want to invite your friends to go watch a movie, and anything else, or join with your family, join with your family functions, or join with your family gatherings. Anything else, you just inform them by letter. Just use informal letter and then just greet them and then just invite them. So you want to, I hope you can join our ceremony or join with us for these weekends. Okay, that means you are sending the letter today, but your friend will receive on the next day or maybe on the following days, and then he will reply back your letter, and then you will get your answers around. It takes around 5 days. So it is really and challenging things. Okay, those days. So nowadays is really, really, really easy for you. It's really easy for you. Take up your phone, call your friends, and then discuss whatever you want. Okay. So you give your own idea. That means you can add on your own idea without limitation because there is not stated anything. So you just can go with your flow. But bear in your mind, please don't go for too long sentences. Why? Because I'm scared you are facing a grammatical mistakes and you're trying to you are getting more and more grammatical mistakes. Then you tend to lose your mark. When you tend to lose your mark, you cannot get more than 15 or more than 10 because we want to look at your idea. Your idea is there. If your idea is there, that means your grammatical error is too many. I mean, it's more than your ideas. That means no point you want to write for long. If you create a long paragraph or you want to create a long sentences, make sure your grammar is in a good conditions. Okay, try to avoid grammatical mistakes. How to avoid the grammatical mistake? Reduce your sentences. Don't just blabbering your sentences or just evolve your sentences to some other titles because you started with a good title. That means your idea is there. When it comes to the middle things and somewhere around, your idea will gone. Because of why? Because you make a long sentences. When you tend to make a long sentences, you may lose your idea and go for other chapter or maybe other things. Okay, so it's difficult when you come back again. Okay, okay, and use all the notes given. Normally when they give your notes or they give you points, you must include the points in your essay. Okay, that also credit there is a mark given for you if you include all the points given in the questions in your answer. Okay, it means that you understood the questions because you include the points. You must include the points and you must add on some. Maybe not so much, but you still can add on. Okay, so just 20 marks and for format and content points up to 20 marks. So maybe I think these questions 35 marks overall, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, 35, right? Wait, I check for you. Yes, 35 marks. So 10 for your format. Maybe your format. If a formal letter, your format must be begin with your address, sender address, and then your address, and then title, underline your date, greeting, and then start with your idea. So that's all calculated as your format point. Okay. Okay. So continuous writing, it is totally it comes from your idea because continuous writing is mostly from students' knowledge. Because continuous writing is everything from the students. You must choose the best title to start or to begin your essay. And mostly people like to choose something like factors, discussing about the factors. For example, television is a things or television is a thing of the past. How far do you agree? So this is discussions on the topic. How reading can help enhance your academic performance. Okay, this is also a good topic. When you feel down, what are the things you do to make you feel better? Number four, describe the benefits of keeping pet. And the fifth, against all odds. Uh, for me, number two, number three, and number four. The three things is the best one you can discuss. For example, if you take number two, how reading can help enhance your academic performance. Yes, of course. Reading will develop memory skill. Reading will develop pronunciation skill. Reading will include or reading will increase our general knowledge. Reading will improve our self-confidence. So these are all things that the things that you should include by your own self and put it as the point. And if possible, discuss as much as you can. And another thing is please avoid long sentences to also to avoid your grammatical error. Okay. But the most important things, how you're going to develop your skills, how you're going to develop your grammars, all depends on your knowledge on the uh, knowledge on the way to use the grammar, the correct grammars on your sentences. Okay, how to improve the grammar? You must read more and more and more, uh, like knowledgeable things. For example, books, magazines. Okay, newspaper. Mostly, you must read newspaper to increase your grammatical knowledge because newspaper mostly will not have grammatical mistakes because it is well published things and really they will face problem if they have any grammatical error in the newspaper because most of the people will use newspaper to uh, to capture the uh, information mostly. But in those days, nowadays maybe you can say that 20 to 30% reduce. For it, we can say that the amount of newspaper buyer for the past 2020 or 2015 is 90%. Nowadays, it's reduced to 80%. I mean, 10% are gone. Why gone? Because they take mean they capture the informations from the social media because they get another output source there. So why we can say that it's happened because of the social medias evolve nowadays, because people are spending more and more times using their smartphone rather than um, pick it up any books, or rather than spend their times with newspaper, reading newspaper or something else. Nowadays the cultures are still they are practicing the same culture as they want to read newspaper for every day. Mostly people are born in the era of 80s, 90s. They still prefer newspaper to get the informations. But people are from 20 or 90s. Mostly nowadays they are just prefer on the social media's update because it's really short and easy to understand. That's the reason they are giving us. Okay, they're giving to us why you are prefer to go for social medias in the news rather than you read a newspaper, because it's really short. The information are straightforward. No need to read long sentences or long passage. Just can grab the idea. The ideas are there, lah. Okay. So number three, when you feel down, this one is like totally is from you. How you improve, how you boost yourself when you feel down. You watch movie, you will do meditation, so we listen to the song, listen to the music. It's totally from you. That's why I say it really, essay is not difficult for you. It depends on your on the certain types of students. Maybe some of them will choose number two, some of them will choose number three. Depends on the students desire, which one they want to prefer to go. But don't go for three one shot. It's really wasting your time, because we just prefer one only. But if you want to write two, I'm not advisable for you, because you are running short of times, because you want to check back your answer. So no point you want to write two things with you. If you have more times, then you can go ahead. But I'm not sure that you will, I'm not really sure that you will have more times. It's really uh, like because we already set this time, so fix this time for you. 1.5 hour. Am I right? 1.5 hour, right? Or 2 hour? Yes, 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's impossible for you to finish your work within 45 minutes. Really impossible, because you still need to think more and to adjust the sentences. Nowadays, even though you want to write, you want to ask something with your principal, or you want to ask something with your teachers, or anything using social media, using WhatsApp also, you will check back whatever that you are typed, and then check the sentences, check the grammar. It's already took for 30 or 20 minutes. Now this one you want to write some more. So when you want to check your spelling, want to check your nouns, tense, and your past tense, present tense, the verb. So it really take time. So maybe you can say that I can finish within 1 hour. Yes, possible. So 45 minutes for you to check back your essays. Okay. Okay, so actually we will move to paper two, because paper two we can do the exercise because they have a multiple choice questions. And actually it's easy for us to discuss here, because paper one is really difficult for me to discuss with you, because it's totally 100% writing. So when it comes to 100% writing, I should the only persons need to type back. It really make me no sense to discuss with you, because most of you will not be same. That's what I think. Because I will say I can go for number two, I say number two title, but most of you will say I will go for number three, but it is not same. Okay, so that's why it is difficult for me to discuss paper one with you. Okay, but I can give the idea. Okay, we can discuss the idea, no problem. Okay, we will move to paper two. So we check back how many person enter the class. Still, how many person? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. So welcome all. And Muhammad Aikal Roshni. Okay, so welcome all, because I think I will miss two class with you. So I don't know. Actually, I forgot your name. So that's why I have to look back. So still, Sabrina is there. Muhammad is there, Yana, Shakira, and mostly 5 people there, 5 students. Okay, so we move to paper 2. Okay, before we do exercise 1, can I get a volunteer to read question 1? Is there any volunteer? Since most of my class, I will ask volunteer first. So I will get the volunteer, and the volunteer will start the class. They will read the questions and then try to answer it. Should I have one volunteer here? Who wants to read? Who want? All keep quiet. Don't want. Oh, what like you? Come on. Who's that? Siapa raise hand tadi ya? Who raised hand? Sabrina, Sabrina. Okay, Sabrina. Thank you for your feedback. Actually, much appreciated. And yeah, you can start question 1.
The Bloodhound SSC or supersonic car is the vehicle that will smash not only the current land speed record but also the airspeed record by exceeding 1,000 miles per hour, 1,600 km per hour. So how do you create something that can reach these remarkable speeds? In this interview screen for the first time, Mark Chapman, chief engineer of the Bloodhound project, reveals what it takes to create such a machine. Tune in to find out why it needs engines and the key problem that took 18 months to solve.
So the extract above is an introduction to a
TV
book.
interview.
Yeah, it's TV interview. A good try, Sabrina. Thank you. Um, Other than Sabrina, for number 2, no one. I saw Muhammad can. Shakira, hilang. Ataupun Atira Sulaiman kan? Number 2. Cannot. Okay, number 2. I go for myself lah. Not much mana. Okay, more than 100 of Malaysians' most famous cartoonists, animators, comic illustrator, and caricaturist were gathered at the launching ceremony of a new annual award of outstanding achievement in the field of cartoon creations. The award will be known as the Kampung Boy Award, held to commemorate the work of Muhammad Nur Khalid, Malaysian best known cartoonist, popular known as Lat. The writer's work is expected to embody the fun and laughter of viewing the multiracial Malaysia. So the Kampung Boy Award will be given on the annual basis to the person who reflect the life in the cartoons or best creates the balik kampung or creates the greatest number of cartoons or capture the spirit of a multiracial society. Each
B.
one.
Captures the spirit of a multiracial society.
Yes, it creates the multiracial society. Good try. Number three, drones are flying robots. Okay. So in the future, they may be used in farming. Okay, they will be able to give GPS guided tractors and manage automated milking. Drones are being used to survey crops. They will be also help farmers manage the water and chemicals used in the vast fields. Chris Anderson, a famous science fiction writer, recently switched career to move into the field of drone manufacturing. So he co-founded 3D Robotics, which is currently building drones in Mexico and United States. This beady eyes drone can one day keep watch over the food being grown for our consumption. So which of the following will be the most suitable title for the above text? So spies in the sky, drone evasions, the flying farmhands of futures, or the use of drone in our factories.
C. The flying farmhands of the future.
Yeah, definitely. The flying farmhands of the futures. Okay, so see. Number four. Actually, it's good, they give you a big picture here. So I was driving along the north-south highway from Ipoh to Kuala Lumpur when my car had a flat tires. So I was really worried because at my age, I am 70. It is difficult to use the jack and unscrew the bolts and secure the tires. So nevertheless, I got started on the job. It was growing dark and it had started to drizzle. My prayers were answered when an emergency help truck arrived. Uncle, let us help you, said the two young men. The spare tire was quickly fitted. I offered the men some money, but they declined to accept it. It's our duty, they said, were on their way. As a foreign visitor Malaysians, I wish to applaud the warm hospitality I have been showered with everywhere I have been in that lovely country. So the letter written above is an expression of, yes, it's
Appreciation.
really appreciations of the uh, man, of the old man lah. The Bugis Seafarers by Sophia Nasution. This documentary film tells on the history and the seafaring exploit of the Bugis people who origins lie in the Moluccas Highlands of Indonesia. They are renowned uh, from their shipbuilding skills as well as their navigations of the seas in Southeast Asia. So in ancient time, the Bugis were great fishermen and the nourished pilot. Today, the Bugis are a thriving business community not only in the Moluccas but also in Malaysia, the Philippines, and beyond. So the word nourish is in the text tells that the Bugis pirates,
C. Had a bad reputation.
yes, it's had bad reputations. Reputations mean our image. Okay. Okay. The man, the main threats to the chimpanzees are habitat destructions, huntings, and disease. The increased human population is encroaching ever deeper into even protected areas of chimpanzees habitats, and large scale logging is now a major threat. The chimpanzees of Africa. So, uncontrolled hunting of chimpanzees as a source of meat is another threat. So, increased contact with humans, both local peoples and eco-tourists, has had also brought on the threat of disease, which may be mild in humans but lethal to chimpanzees. So, the word logging in the above text refers to, what is that logging? Hunting of animal for their meal or cutting down trees for timber, cultivating the crops or poaching of animals. It's really straightforward logging is what is that?
C. Cutting down trees for timber.
Yes, cutting trees for the timber. Kayu pala. Okay, sales reports. This ones you must have some ideas on how to read, how to study the graph, or how to interpreting the data. Okay. Okay, sales of the new hybrid car named Super Zepri have been mixed fortunes in the periods of 20 to 24. So in the first year, 2000, we sold 40 units. Our peak year was 2001, where we made record sales of 200 units. In the following year, our sale plugged to an all-time low of 30 units. Our sale recovered somewhat in 2003 when we managed to sell 150 units. In 2004, our performance remained unchanged as for 2003. So, two times increase and two times decrease. First time is just 40, first time. So second time is increased to 200. Second time 200. Second time 200. Okay. And then the following years, low as 30, balik kepada 30, and then maintain. So I sudah nampak answer dia. Which one is the answer?
D.
D. Okay. Okay, for 8, number 8. Jurantut, faham ya? 102 tourists were trapped at the Mutiara Taman Negara Resort in Kuala Tahan when flood affected the surrounding areas. Apart from Malaysians, the tourists were from Germany, France, Canada, and Czech Republic. So the immediate problem they faced was a lack of food supply. However, prompt actions by the fire and rescue department saved the day. 4 boat loads of food supply have been ferried to the tourists. Jerantut District Officer Ali Shahbana Sabaruddin and the tourists were safe and will be transported by boat to relief centers in the Kuala Tahan before being flown by helicopter to Jerantut. The tourists were threatened after the water level at Sungai Tembeling rose to 76.56 meters on Tuesday, way past the danger level of 68 meters. Actually, it's really scary. Yeah, which of the following statement about the news report is true? So the tourists were on Malaysian. No, the food supply were ferried by local villagers. The water level in Sungai Tembeling had risen above the danger level. Yes, the tourists will be taken by boat to Jerantut and flown to Kuala Tahan. So the answer should be C,
C.
because the danger water level was 68, but the water rose to 76.56. Actually, it's really danger. Okay, you exceed the limit. So C. Okay, question 9. They were testing on your. Okay, can I have a volunteer for these questions that I face? Like, I'm tired of reading the questions. So can you please help me? Who wants to offer their self to help? Siapa nak baca? Aduh, makin lama semakin kurang pula orang dia. Sabrina, can Sabrina? Come again, Sabrina. Thank you for your supportive. Former international football player.
Former international football player Dola Don, nicknamed Harimau Malaya by the late Indonesian President Sukarno, passed away at the age of 91 at the Putri Specialist Hospital due to old age. Sukarno had called Dola Harimau Malaya after watching him score 3 goals against Indonesia's famous club named Persija FC in Jakarta in 1953. Born Abdullah Muhammad Don on March 23, 1923 in Tulang Laut, Johor Bahru. Dola was a gentleman on the field as well as off the field. He played football with a natural flair and was fearless in his nimble footwork and well-placed shots at goal time. Many who remember Dola Don describe him as a football legend. He was an outstanding player in his heyday in the 1940s and 1950s, says Tan Joachim, aged 75, who was an ardent Dola fan. He recalls that Dola was a popular choice as a guest player for many teams. Besides playing for Johor and Malaya, Dola had also featured for the Singapore and Perak teams. Joachim further adds, Dola can be regarded as one of the greatest Malaysian sportsmen ever.
Okay, thank you for the uh, supportive. Okay, so for these questions, you must know how to. You must choose the best answer to fill in the blanks. Okay. Former international football player Dola Don, nicknamed Harimau Malaya by the late Indonesian President Sukarno, passed away. Okay, at the age of 91 in Putri Specialist Hospital due to old age. Sukarno had called Dola Harimau Malaya okay, after watching Muhammad Don on March 23, 1923 in Tulang Laut, Johor Bahru. Dola was a gentleman on the field as well as off the field, not only on the field and also off the field. So he played football with a natural flair and was fearless in the nimble footwork and well placed shoots at goal time. Okay, many many who remember Dola Don described him as a football legend. He was an outstanding player in his heyday in the 1940s and 1950s. Says Tan Joy Kim, age 75, who was an
Arden,
ardent. What is mean by ardent? Ardent means birth with spirit, bersemangat. Okay. Daripada saya tulis, baik saya Tan. Okay. Ardent means something like your spirit. Okay. Berse. Okay, bersemangat. What is mean by envious? Envious ni macam perasaan yang tak baik. Dia macam jealous or like iri hati. Okay. So macam it is not good lah. Semangat ni tak boleh ada. Okay, macam it's like iri hati. Okay. That's mean by envious. Admirable ni admire lah. Enviable ni sama. Okay, number 14. Dola also featured for Singapore and Perak teams. So a hat. Okay. Hat featured. So Joy Kim further at Dola can be regarded as one of the greatest Malaysian sportsmen ever. Okay. Really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A straightforward question, so you can answer. Okay. So now we move to section B. Okay. So section B is also the same, but you need to write something. Okay. From the passage here, Facebook of a few of friends. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think Sabrina, you can read. Do you Facebook all the time?
Facebook for our friend. Do you Facebook all the time? Is it safe? Does it intrude into the private life of others? These are questions we would like to ask you. Facebook has become a way of life. You can instantly communicate with old school friends or view your neighbor's vacation photos. Facebook is the king of social networking sites for a reason. You feel safe while navigating the site. You can't go wrong with its great mobile application and staying connected to your friends whenever you feel like it. Facebook is the go-to service for keeping in touch with friends and families, reuniting with old friends, and making new connections. Of the 20,000 respondents surveyed from 5 countries in Southeast Asia, 95% of those responded with a yes to having an active Facebook account. As expected, the highest number of those caught up with Facebook with fever were teenagers and young adults aged between 17 and 25. It's safe. Think before you post. It takes only a second or two. Ask yourself if you really want to say it. Andi Soprano, 22, Jakarta, Indonesia. Yes, I only accept friend requests from people I know. I usually post a comment of the photos post and I share some special moments with them. And Ling, 19, Singapore. I find it rather offensive if people make fun of others on Facebook. Hakimi A, 25, Kuala Lumpur. It can be dangerous side, especially for those who are naive. Remember not to share your password with anyone. Adonai Aquino, 20, Manila. Yes, we enjoy being on Facebook and it's safe. Indonesia 75%, Thailand 70%, Malaysia 68%. Only in the Philippines, more female users than male users are on Facebook all the time. Men outnumber women for other 4 countries.
Okay. So this is regarding Facebook. Okay. So when it comes to information, I need to transfer the information in terms of questions because they are already, we call that information transfer. So you must transfer um, accurate information. That means accurate answer uh, for the specific questions. So for example, question number 16, topic of survey. Number of countries involved in the survey, a service that can help you reunite with old friends. Advice, do not share your password with anyone except Think. Okay. So when it comes to questions, you must give the best one. Like you must choose the right one. You cannot choose simply choose or pick it up. Okay, because it tends to give the false information. So tends to go for the false information. So number 6, topic of surveys. 16, topic of surveys.
Facebook a foe or friend?
Huh? For the number of countries involved in the survey,
5.
18, a service that can help you.
Make new connections.
Yes. Make new connection. 19,
Keep in touch with friends and families.
yes, keep. Friends and families. Okay. Do not share your password with anyone except,
Friend requests from people you know.
yes, friend request. Okay. Think
Before you post.
before you post it. Okay, think before you post. Okay, for finding on the survey, 22. Do not share your password with anyone. 22. Make up the greatest number who are constantly on Facebook. What is that?
Teenagers and young adults.
Hmm. Teenagers and young adults. Male users use Facebook more than females in the 4 countries surveyed, except,
The Philippines.
yeah. 24. Responded that is rude to mock others on Facebook. Indonesians and Thais surveys said that they enjoy using. So what is that? Responded that is rude to mock.
Hakimi A.
Okay, what is mean by mock?
AG.
Huh? Apa maksud mock? Apa maksud mock? Mock ni something like, apa mock tu maksudnya?
Mengejek.
Yes, it's something like you are mocking means you age it. Okay, so that is mean by mock. Okay, Indonesian and Thai surveys said that they enjoy using what?
Facebook.
They enjoy using
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay, so see, if you get all correct, you tend to get 10 marks. Okay, okay, maybe you can. That's why it's really important for you to collect the information. Okay, and you must choose the best one to give the best answer, as you can tend to get 10 marks, because it is not difficult, but if you pay attention on the questions and you can read go through properly, you may have, okay, the 10 marks is yours. But if you're not, that means it's really difficult for you to score. So because we don't know that are you able to score on paper one, fully you can score or not, but actually for paper two the answers are there. So when it comes to the answers are there, so people are willing or capable to find the best answer, choose the best answer. When students capable to choose the best answer, it tends to get a good mark. Okay, because uh, in paper one and with paper ones, we as an examiner or as a teacher, we cannot help you more. Okay, more than we can give you, okay, like we can credit you 5 marks for free, but you must write something. At least we can credit you 5 marks for free. But when it comes to paper two, it's really difficult for us to give the mark. Okay, it's really difficult for us to give or to donate your mark, because we totally depend on the answer. If the correct answer, the informations are right, then we can credit you the mark. But it's not right, it is wrong, in any way that is wrong and wrong, we cannot credit you marks. Okay, and that's why. So you the only one needs to help yourself score, not the others. Okay. So the best way, the only way to improve your skills, the only way to improve your imagination, I mean your information, the best way to improve the way of the skills, knowledge of answering the questions, do more exercise. Don't think English is just simple for you. Yes, it is simple for you if you take it as a good way. But if you put it as a wrong way, you just not bother about English because it's just a language, really difficult for you, because at the end of the day we just prefer your mark, not your the level of how you speak, how you understand, how you pronounce, how you discuss. No, that you just prefer your mark. How, what is called A? Okay, that means good. What is called B? That means considerable. Okay, no fail. Okay, no problem. If you fail, really a big task for you. Okay, so what is my advice to you before we move on to section C? Do it on your way. Okay, pay attention. Don't put it like be like a dominating these subjects when you compare with mathematics or we compare with science. Even though it is language, you must learn the language. We until the entire of our life we will not finish to learn our language. Okay, it's evolve. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay. Okay, we move on to section C. Okay, it's a huge passage, and you must read it carefully. Okay? Because it may take so long times. It may take long times to settle down the questions, because Section C advisable is 50 minutes. That's why I say 50 minutes for you because it's long passage. Almost it take 50 minutes, but you try to finish it on just around 30 minutes. Okay. So once again, I will like to call someone who go for volunteer first. Then I want to go for the volunteer. Who wants to be the volunteer? Actually, this is the latest format, right? Latest format. Oh, not the latest one. Because I don't think this is the latest one. But it is not latest, it's no problem. We just keep section D. We just consider section C only. Because I'm scared this is the old format. It's not too old, but still considerable. We can still take it as a yes. Okay, so who wants to read this passage? Putrinol Balkis. Are you there, Putrinol Balkis? Putrinol Balkis, are you there?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Are you, Putri Balkis?
Yes.
Can you help me to read the passage?
Um,
Okay, that's the spirit. Don't afraid and don't be uh, like boost up yourself. Okay, don't be afraid of or don't be scared. Okay, just be bold and try to finish the passage. Okay, you may start now. After one night in Kuala Lumpur.
um, After one night in Kuala Lumpur, we flew to Kuching to begin our quest, which will take us to the Batang Eye National Park, the only place in Sarawak where you get to see wild orang-utans. While you can pay 1,000 ringgit to go there on an organized tour, we wanted to travel on our own. Being seasoned independent travelers, we felt that we would have more time to enjoy our trip.
The first leg of our journey.
The first leg of our journey was a 3 hours bus trip or from Kuching to the small town of Sri Aman. We were the only tourists there as we walked the streets looking for some place to put up for the night. The locals waved and shouted greetings, some covertly taking pictures of us as we passed. However, when we asked them about Batang Eye, they seemed not to know much. No one goes there nowadays, said our taxi driver, Mahan. There is no bus service to the place. The only helicopters that fly out belong to the police. We were dejected. We seemed to have reached a dead end. I sat on a roadside pavement writing my diary entry about our unlucky day. Derek walked ahead to the riverine fishing village intending to take some photograph of the fishermen and their boats.
20 minutes later, Derek returned with a piece of good news. We are in luck, announced Derek. I found a boatman. He's agreed to take us upriver by boat. The next morning, we with Billy, our Iban boatman, at the prow, we began our trip upriver. The boat mean the boat meandered with the river past lush green jungles, with occasional longhouses on the riverbank. After a 2 hour trip, Billy guided the boat to a wharf. He pointed to the posh, pricey Batang Ai Resort Hotel. No, Billy, said Derek, gesticulating wildly with his hands at and head. We want to stay in a longhouse. Billy was at a loss. He was himself a stranger to Batang Ai. He did stay in a long. He did not know the local folk. Again, Derek found the answer. He managed to talk to some waiters at the resort. One of them, named Antalay, agreed to take us to the longhouse belonging to his family. We paused hesitantly at the threshold of the longhouse, feeling like total led by Antalay and Billy. We walked ahead into the open communal living space which runs the entire length of the longhouse. On the left side doors led off to separate sleeping quarters. Skinny dogs lay around. A group of women with toddlers and babies sat on straw mats on the floor, laughing and talking while old women dressed in long sarongs and men in shorts sat alone or in pairs. That evening, the Longhouse headman and his wife served us the dinner of simple traditional Iban food: fish with pickled cucumber, rice, pumpkin, and sausage washed down with a glass of surprisingly strong rice wine, which the chief's wife makes by hand. After a freezing shower, we settled down with the other residents in front of the communal television supplied by the government as part of a program to ensure rural communities receive news from other parts of the country. As coffee was passed around and we tuned into and tune into a Malaysian soap series. I marveled at how totally different but how strangely similar it all was to life back in England. We awoke to the smell of wood fire and the deafening crows of roosters early the next morning. Antalya was all business today and we bid farewell to the chief, boarding boarding the boat again for the 2 hour journey to the national park. To begin with, the boat cut smoothly through the water. Then, abruptly, we rounded a corner and came to a stop. The entire stretch of the river was covered in floating logs and driftwood. We met We made our way painstakingly through. Antala and Billy used oars and feet to create a path as we lurched from side to side. Derek and I gripped the edges of the boat as if our life depended on it. At last, with the engine gunning, we were through and facing the next stretch of river, which was even more difficult to negotiate. We were battered by water as we fought against rapids. The bottom of the boat often scraping the river bed or knocking into rocks. Now we understood why we needed two guides to make the journey. The river in the river eventually evened out and we pulled to stop outside what looked like several large huts and on a hill. This, we thought, must be a ranger's office where where we would be able to hire a trekking guide and arrange accommodation for the night. As we approached, however, we realized that the place was utterly deserted. The buildings were long ago abandoned and had fallen into disrepair. We searched the the area huts only to find that the jungle had begun to claim them back. Birds roosted in the sit in the sitting damp stained the floors and insects crawled over the yellowing posters on the walls. This was not what we had expected. We learned, much to our disappointment, that orang-utans could no longer be seen at Batang Ai owing to deforestation activities. The primates had now retreated deeper into the interior. Thank you.
Okay. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that?
Um,
Okay. Okay, so yes, it's really a long passage. Yeah, around 10 paragraph, 50 sentences. Not 10 to 11 paragraphs, 60 sentences. So it's really a long passage. You must read very carefully. When you move on to paragraph 1, why did the writer want to visit the writer? The writer satu orang wants to visit Sarawak. Why?
The writer wanted to see the orang-utans.
Yes, actually, he won. The writer, eh, the writers wanted to see the orang. Okay, number 27. Which one? Why did the tourists like the local people in Sri Aman?
The people were friendly.
Mm, you can say that people were friendly, yes. So the people, mm, okay. Okay, why were they disappointed in Sri Aman? Paragraph mana ni? Oh, paragraph 2 juga.
The tourists learned that there was no public transport to Batang Ai.
Yeah, it's actually because the tourists uh, learn that there was no public transport. To where? To where? Batang what? Batang?
Batang Ai.
Ah, yeah. Okay, because the tourists learned that there was no public transport to Batang. Right? So from paragraph 4, which word mean in low spirits? Low spirits, they are exhausted, loss of confidence, loss of hope. So paragraph 1, what is paragraph 4? Okay, go see paragraph 4.
Dejected.
Which one? Sekejap. And they about the 20 minutes, then they will laugh and answer. I found that. Oh yeah, dejected. Okay, B, from paragraph 5 to 6, suggest two reasons why the rig and the writer did not want to stay at the resort. Why? 5, 6. Lush green jungle and occasionally long house on the river. So actually it's because they want to. It is.
They wanted to stay in a long house.
It was too expensive. Maybe. Or maybe we can say that they wanted to see long Longhouse. From paragraph 7, what the word that tell us that visitor felt like unwelcome guests? Which one? Longhouse feeling like total intruders.
Intruders.
Uh, intruders. Okay. From paragraph 8, explain why the television is described as commu- communal. Sorry. It's because we say that they said that from the freezing shower, we settle down with the other residents in front of the communal television supplied by government as a part of program to ensure rural communities received news from the parts of the country. That means they are sharing the televisions. Okay, shared by all the people. That's the things lah. Okay, 30. The primates had now retreat deeper into the interior. Based on the statement above, how will you describe the orangutan's attitude to man's activities? Give a reason to support your answer. So, attitude and reason. So, based on the statement above, the primates had now retreated deeper into the interior. Okay, so based on the statement, how we would like to describe the orangutan's attitude and the reasons. The primates had now retreated deeper into interior. So based on the statement above, how will you describe the orangutan's attitude, the man activities? So give a reason to support your answer. So how will you describe the activities?
They prefer to be left alone.
They prefer to be alone. Okay, like they prefer to be left. Okay, they prefer to be left alone. Okay. So the reason, what is the reason?
They are being hunted by some human beings.
Yeah, maybe it's like hunted by some uh, okay, or maybe you can put you can say that the habitat was 10 to 16. Yeah, 16. Okay, purpose. Okay, so 31. Actually, this one you need to write a summary, but the summary, this one is old format. Okay, so this one is old format. So you no need to write this. This is the old format. And section D. Okay, the charge of the light brigade. Okay, so this one also we consider as the old format. Okay, because nowadays for you guys, you don't have any short stories, poem, or any story that you need to read. Okay, because nowadays it's really easy for you. Yeah, for speaking, writing, listening, and I'm not sure that what some other things that you have nowadays. Okay, but this one used to be a whole format. So when it comes to a whole format, so you no need to worried about other activities, because nowadays they want student to write an email. So they convert summary questions into an email summary questions, because emails also considered as a summary. So you need to write an email to someone, which is you need to answer the questions. Lah. So no need to grab informations from the passage. That's why they prefer you 50 minutes in these sections. But nowadays they change the format and bring you the main reason is they want to give you a simple way to answer the questions without putting you in hard situations to find the answer, to find the points, and then this and that. Because when it become difficult when students tend to understand different things from the passage, because some of you will not understand what is actually it is about, what is actually the summary is about, what is actually the passage is about, because we just read but we can't know how to understand way of the flow of the story. Because some of you can understand the easily can understand the word, but some of you will face the problems because they use a higher level English words there. Some of the words they use it is not it's not simply you can understand. You must read first and then try to understand. Actually, it will take some time for you to understand the the passage, what is actually it is about. Okay, so that's why we wants to make you more easy, and then we change the format, and then nowadays it's totally different. Okay, you have speaking, listening, and totally different lah. Okay, so so we want to come to the conclusion. So I hope that set 2 will bring you some informative, guide you some informative for you. Actually, if you ask me, I really pay attention. So I really likes to do this exercise. It's really interesting to do. Okay, because um, we can learn many things from here. Even though we just find it is just one portion of the questions, it's just one sections of the question. Section B, a simple 5 questions, they will credit you 8 marks something. Be 5 marks or 8 marks. But actually, it's really interesting to for you to answer the questions because mostly we must understand the short story, the poems, and actually, it's really nice for you, nice for us to follow the stand of the uh, maybe poem, maybe the poem, the flow of the poem, the flow of the short story. So nowadays you don't have this kind of questions. That means uh, I cannot say that lucky, but some in some way that it is unlucky for you, lah. Okay, because those days you will not get only a textbook, English textbook, but you will get some additional book, poem, the collections of poems, short stories. Another one is storybook. So uh, it's really interesting for you. So because you are given 3 or 4 months to finish the storybooks, if you are if you're a hardworking guy, if you're hardworking students, you will read the or you will go through the book. If not, we just answer the questions. That's enough. Okay. Okay. So I think I will stop until here. Next week, another 2 weeks, I will comes out with new exercise with you. Okay, because we done with set 2. So last week we done with set 1 with Cikgu. I don't know who relieved me on that day because I have some other works to do settle down. So that's why I will not able to attend your class for past 2 weeks of work. So after this, I will try to make it every second week of the month. I will try to make it to do the class with you. So sure that next week I will come out with good notes for you and good exercise for you. Okay, so maybe this week I don't know, some of you already done the exercise with some other teachers, or this is the first time. But anyway, next week I will try to come with next 2 week I will come with the latest syllabus deal. Okay, I will try to find it. So any questions from you before we end our session for today? It's already 9:45. Putri Nur Balkis, Nur Sabrina Dania, and Yana Shakira. Do you have any questions to ask?
No, teacher.
No, and actually I will should thank you for you because you're supporting me to travel along this 1.5 hour with me. Okay, because it really will become boring when I the only one person's communicating or talking with you without allowing you guys to share the moment with me, because I cannot do the class in that way because it's really I feel like very boring. Okay, so I don't mind that you guys can join me and then answer my questions. When I ask the questions, when I ask to read, you can read the questions and you can suggest the answer. So it's like it will tend to change the mood of the class, become interactive class. Okay, it's like we don't want to be a dumb class. Okay, actually, so my idea is to bring a good, like to change the environments. We would want to make some dull environments in the class. Make happy environments. So at the end, you and me feel happy, and then yeah, of course, you will can get something from this class rather than just keep quiet. And then after 9:45, done, because it's an online